Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with JP, Star Wars CCG graded update for August of 2026. I can't believe we're still doing this, JP. It's been a relatively quiet summer, but that's to be expected over summer, and that's perfectly fine. You guys should be playing outside, not with your cards quite yet. All good, though. In all seriousness, we're going to talk a little bit about the past contests, the upcoming contest, and some group updates, and then some general graded kind of information of what's been going on, and then wrap it up. So, JP, what did we do last month in July?
Nothing. We probably had 3 people join. As far as a group update, not much is going on. But as far as the competition, you want to do competition?
Yes, the competition. That's what I meant. What competition did we do? I can't tell from your background.
So for the competition, we only had a couple people that submitted, which is understandable. I hope you guys are taking vacation and enjoying your family, enjoying your time. You shouldn't be, if you're living on this group, go seek some help. But I appreciate you guys all being members. It's a great group, and you have to have a life. But I took advantage of this moment. I thought it'd be kind of fun to just kind of showcase how crazy big, your collection can get. And I literally stopped after my 3rd wave of putting out Cantina characters. So I had 2 more stacks. I was going to do wave 4 and 5. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do it. You guys have seen plenty. And so the whole point is trying to get everybody engaged and showcase your stuff. That was kind of encouraging. And you also noticed that there was Pam Rose. She played Lee Sub-Sarin and a few other characters in the Cantina. She's a British actress. She sends me Christmas cards, and she sends it to me with the Star Wars CCG pictures on them. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. That's
yeah, that's cool. And you get her autograph. So, I mean, I've got her autograph a million times over on all her cards. And that's another thing we'll have to think about doing too, is kind of showcasing some of our autographs. We'll have to add that to our agenda sometime in the near future. But let's go ahead and talk about the competition and how it panned out this month.
So lowball, who was the lowball champion?
Lowball, that's my favorite category. And anybody, if you would have submitted 1 card with a Cantina member on it, you would have won. I promise you. So yeah, I did everything lowball, and so there was no submissions for lowball, and that's okay. But there were submissions for unique and for top pair. So I'll do unique, and then I'll pass it off to you for top
okay.
Pair.
Sure.
So for unique, Matthew Miccioli put in a pretty good submission. I really like what he did. I'm always amazed at his collection. He had a Dan's Boren PSA 9. Nice showing for that. Mm-hmm. And again, we keep coming up and seeing these. There was a Greedo Reflections, and it's autographed. So it's got auto authentic on it. So it's no grade. And I think, is it Paul Blake? That's the autograph on it. Now,
yeah, that's right.
Greedo was like played over several different scenes, and there were other actors that wore the costume. So you can get other actors. But I think Paul Blake was the main character that had the speaking lines for Greedo. So Matthew Miccioli, congratulations. You won unique, and I'll hand it over to you for top pair.
Yes. So very tight race for top pair, but ran away with it. Brian Emery with a Dajpur PSA 9 white border, which is kind of interesting, and a Hem Dazani PSA 10. Dazoni, right? Dazani?
Hem Dazan, yeah.
Hem Dazan, yeah. Dazan.
Yeah, I've got that card too. In fact,
PSA 10.
This is going to sound weird. I've got that card graded about 7 times, so don't ask me why. But
why?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I went crazy for the early sets. But yeah, I'm very familiar with this card.
Fair enough. Well, that was the top pair. So congrats, Brian and Matt and JP, on your excellent submissions. So this month we have, by popular demand, we have Jabba's Palace, hence the background there. that is the theme. So that's broad. That doesn't necessarily mean Jabba's Palace character. It could be a weapon, a location, right? It could also be a tournament card. It could be what is it? Tournament sealed deck could be enhanced, right? As long as it's Jabba's Palace themed, it will count. So
yeah. And I know a lot of people have done some of the premium cards. There's a lot in the anthologies. I mean, you're going to find Sarlacc Pit and Jabba's Influence. And cards like that.
Yeah.
So there's cards that you guys have graded you might have forgotten about, but there's a lot of people that voted for Jabba's Palace, and it's got a lot of great cards in it. Of course, it's got Princess Leia Organa card, which is everybody loves that card and has that card graded. One I haven't seen, there's only one I think right now on eBay. It's PSA 8 for Bush. I have not seen a lot of those graded. It's one of my favorite cards. And there's one right now for sale on eBay. And I thought, man, I was going to use that as my background today, but I'm going to maybe let somebody use that for the submissions. And I'm not.
It's a tougher card to grade too.
Yeah, super tough.
That's a tough card to grade.
Comes in only Jabba's expansion. Jabba's
because I have
enhanced.
That's I have an HGA 8.5 right now, I think. Which I'm quite happy with. Okay, so so we have the Cantina past July winners. We did Jabba's Palace for August. September, we're going to stay tuned for that. We're cooking up something interesting. Let's jump into group updates. What have you been seeing around the group?
Yep, super quiet month, which is pretty good. And like I said, there's only been just like 3 or 4 members join, and that's okay. That's good. People are still joining, so I won't say it's super steady growth. It's still growth. No riffraff, not a lot of questions. I do think that July was a big month for these large, what do they call them, blitz sales, where they just throw down 20, 50, 100 cards and just say, hey, it's just open, just DM me. So I've seen that 2 or 3 times this month, and they're successful. It's open to just the members, so everybody's really good with helping each other. We're all friends here in this community, so continue to do that, please. Save yourself some crazy eBay fees or any kind of online sales, and just still be careful. But I highly recommend, if you got a bunch of cards you want to plop down, our page is the perfect place for that. So that's
yep,
good.
And I'll be having my own flash sale probably at the end of the month. I already have a stack of cards to put out, but it's such a pain to list them on eBay. So I have some that are not listed. I'm just putting aside for the next return. In grading, in the grading world right now, tag is still closed. PSA is still closed. CGC is open, and very good rates. As I was telling JP before, if you are planning on grading a lot of cards, after you grade 100 cards at the elite tier, you're basically just saving on grading at that point, because you get 20% off of the submission prices. So like I've said, I've already submitted over 100. So the math comes out to being like roughly $13 a card to grade, which is, half of what it costs to grade with PSA. So for those that are looking for PC stuff, that's a great option. I like the look of tag slots. They're just closed, right? PSA, right. People have a lot of angry opinions about them, but CGC is pretty inexpensive right now. We don't see much SGC slabs around. We still get occasional Beckett prices, so certainly people like those. But again, the cheapest option that's still going pretty strong is with CGC right now.
Agreed. And
to kind of round that out, I was going to speak a little bit about some of the last month, the rating companies, right? So ever since PSA had kind of turned off, their value on June 2nd this year, right? They still graded 2.49 million cards last month, with a market share at 69%, which is still 49% more year over year for them. Wow. But CGC is the clear kind of absorbent of what's kind of overflowing or spilling over, right? They'd created 856,000 cards last month. That's up 115% over last year. and they're aggressively absorbing the TCG market. Really, Beckett did 161,000. They're at an all-time record high, 115% over last year for them as well. Still a respected choice for ultra premium vintage cards or some of the higher modern stuff. I think some of the higher value cards within Star Wars CCG, I think Beckett would be a really good choice for that. You know, you're talking about your mains, right? Your Lukes, your Darth Vaders, Boba Fett's, right? Like, I think Beckett would be a good choice over, like, I think if you were going maybe for a set, you know, maybe PSA or CGC, I mean, maybe that would feel a little bit better. Or from a price point, certainly with CGC, right? Because that's so cheap. But for some of these high value cards, those subgrades, and just kind of the chase for the black label, right? Or
that's what I was just going to say.
It is, you know, nothing beats that. Period. Right. Full stop. So if you have a high value card that you're like, where do I grade with? Like, and it's just kind of like a one-off or something like that, like Beckett would probably be the right choice for that. A Beckett 10 should command more than a PSA 10. Like,
absolutely really agreed. It might even be 10 times more. I mean, that's
and arguably, if you got a CGC pristine, that should also command a significant premium over a PSA 10. Not to discount that either, and that would go for tag too. Like a tag 10, you know, that you can actually see the flaws in them, right? They have a pristine level too, by the way. Speaking of tag, they did 57,000 graded. They seem to be kind of capped there. I think they're really like at capacity at that 57 to 59,000 mark. They just need more facilities yesterday, but they're still up 17% year over year. And SGC down 71%. Free fall drop. They only did 44,000. Their sports first focus is not really capturing this TCG wave. I don't see TCG SGC cards that often. So that's kind of where it stands right now. But you know, when we get these questions all the time of like, who should I grade with? It's like, well, what's your goal, right? Like, are you trying to have a bunch of grails? Then Beckett, right? You try to complete like a registry set, like maybe PSA, but honestly, it wouldn't hurt with CGC, right? Because it's certainly cheaper, especially for a larger set. You know, in retrospect, if I had to start what I'm doing with Japanese Premier now, it would be a tough pill to swallow to think of doing that with PSA. Like, the only reason I'm kind of doing that is because I'm already like 85% of the way there. I might as well just finish it, right? But I don't plan on starting another new registry set unless I already kind of have them or it's much smaller.
Beckett provides that. So Beckett also provides a registry set, just like PSA. They might have even done it before PSA, but it's not widely known. Yeah. So if you're wanting to use Beckett, you could also use it to, you know, build whatever special sets that you want. Everything Darth Vader, everything, you know, all A New Hope set. So all that.
Yeah, and I mean our top sales of graded cards of, you know, throughout the Star Wars CCG community consist of BGS and PSA primarily, right? But that's historical context. That's not really speaking to where we stand now, right? As things have evolved, right? The reputation of PSA has gone down. The prices have gone up. The time to get things returned is long, to the point where people are looking elsewhere. You're seeing the rise of other graded companies come through, and that is a good thing, right? We want a healthy market for this, and we don't want to have the bully dictating everything that's in there. So if you love PSA like all the way, like, you know, power to you, but there's a lot of reasons to be skeptical or annoyed about the shitification of PSA. So any final thoughts or takeaways, JP, based on
what said it perfectly? In fact, the two topics I wanted to talk about, you brought up, so we've covered everything that needs to be said for this month. I'm going to leave you, I mean, from my seat. for the group to be on the lookout for this month's submissions for Jabba's Palace. In my search, because I knew I had some special Jabba's Palace cards around, I've got a spare room that's got 3 or 4 shelves. I don't even remember what's on them. But as I went digging, I found something very special from my own personal vault that I totally forgot I had. Now, I did show Kyle during our behind the scenes, but be on the lookout.
Your background probably, but yeah.
I'm not going to show. I'm going to wait and submit it. So you'll have to wait to find it in the group. I'm not going to share it here. Are you crazy and give away that reveal? It's so crazy, but it's
big of
really
a reveal.
Yeah, it's a Jabba's Palace card, and it's
very
graded.
Cool.
It's cool. Graded. So, and I'll showcase it and I'll talk about it. So be looking for it, and I hope you guys all submit for this month, and then September is going to be fun too. So
yeah, so enjoy the rest of summer has to offer. We'll reconvene come September, back when the kids are back in school and everyone's buckled back down. No more vacations, right? So with that, I will see you on the next one, JP.
You too, Kyle. Good talking to you.